Get this shit on the road.
That's no catchphrase.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm going to burst into every room. That's what I'm going to say.
Oh, let's get this shit.
Especially the bedroom.
I would like to see a while that go. I'll give you £1 to do that.
Definitely doing that when I get home.
Best quid I've ever spent.
100%. Quick, let's get this done so I can go and do it before I forget.
This podcast may contain questionable language, will contain spoilers. In as amazed that Satsumas are back in the shops.
Hello everybody and welcome to episode 248 of Movie Drone. I'm waiting for the AI takeover, Steve.
I think it'll save us a lot of work, Mark. AI's taking over your job. Great!
I don't think I'll take over mine. I don't think it might be able to.
Mate, I'll be honest with you. I think it could.
Probably.
Well, done it just like put a camera over the top, yell, yep, send it.
Could do. I'd like to see it take all the shit.
Yeah.
It gets, yeah. I'd like to stand there and laugh at it. Does it have to keep answering the phone to morons and stuff?
Yeah.
You know, there we go. Oh, do we have to ask, how have you been? I mean, you need to give us a sob story.
No, I've only got stuff. I haven't updated my notes at all, so nothing about it. So there we are.
Well, it's nothing, is it?
No.
Yeah, nothing, is it?
These are for 2 weeks
I've got here Rona or Mona.
No, I've just moved on and I.
Karimona. That's what you are.
Just moved on, mate. I went camping before for one night. Just went away for a night in fucking Dorset.
I mean, it's difficult for a lot of people to understand how far that is away
fucking
from
Dorset. What's the postcode then, Cass? It's in Dorset. Oh, is it?
It's quite a way.
Yeah, it was quite a way, mate. It was quite a way.
Well, I mean, it's as far as an American has to go to the shops, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose. Their shopping. I mean, it was a long old way for a night, that. I'm not going to lie.
How many miles?
Don't know. Can't remember.
Oh, that's a shit story then, isn't it?
I'd say 180.
Is it?
Yeah, something like that.
Miles, eh?
Yeah,
about as long as Shaun has to go to get to the cinema. Yeah. Or used to have to.
Yeah, I mean, they had a quiz. I fucked that. It was like a royal quiz. I had one answer.
I bet you did it ironically. I bet you knew all the answers, but you was like, no, I'm not going to, because on the podcast last week I said I wasn't a royalist.
No, I knew one answer to a question that didn't come up.
Right.
And it was that the corgi, her first corgi was called Susie. Didn't come up, that one.
How would you know that?
I don't know, mate. Like, how do I know a lot of things?
We don't, but...
Yeah, it's just one of them things that sticks with you, isn't it? I did get Win to go out and play cards, right, though. It was like 160 quid in the pot. Oh. Straight up. Ready? Start a card for a 5, mate. Yeah. I was like, he's like, do you want to change it? I was like, no, I think I'm happy with a 5. Looked at the crowd, higher. Everyone was higher. 2.
It's like a draw, isn't it?
Just went and sat back down.
It's a game of chance, that one.
Yeah,
that is a game of chance. That one. Yeah, so you can't really work that.
But while I was there, I went pissed back detecting. That was fun.
What?
I put.
What, are you looking for pissed bats? Or
No,
detecting
I
pissed?
Partook a little bit early in some alcohol. Right. Ate a little bit late, and then I sort of fell asleep in the chair. Woke up still half cut, and then went back detecting loads of bats. It was great. I was buzzing by the end of it. Got loads of bat calls if you want to hear them. Pipistrelles. Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to hear them. No. I mean, not now.
Interesting.
No.
I'll pick up some hunting ones in there as well.
Send them to me, and I'll listen in my own time.
Okay. All right. No worries. Other than that, mate, I finished my last essay for one of my modules. So I'm down to one module.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Can I ask a question? Yeah. I obviously came round a little bit early, so I came out here. And the experiment. Yeah. Now, is that actually going, I'm going to say, anywhere?
Yeah.
Because it's been going for quite a while, and you've got about an inch worth of plant.
One of them's up to 125 millimetres.
I used to be able to put some seeds on a bit of kitchen rag, bit of water, and grow it. It's a bit bigger than that.
Yeah.
And cleat it.
Yeah.
That's not doing. That can't be.
What one did you look in?
Well, I mean, they're all of them.
No, the one at the end here. Some of them are up to like 128 millimeters. About 14
long old time.
7 millimeters of growth a day at the moment.
I'm not going to talk about it much more, but I can't see that that's what you're supposed
I'll be
to
honest,
be doing.
I'm a little bit worried they're not growing as quick as I thought they was going to.
That's because of the neglect when you're on holiday.
There's not a lot I can do about that, so I'm basically keeping my fingers crossed.
You know that when you present it, everyone's going to go, yes, well, I've got this massive great big plant with all these onions and shit on them.
Yeah.
And you're gonna bring that out.
I'm a little bit worried, but I've got some weeks left. And like they say, there's never so much thing as an unsuccessful experiment. It's just what you get out of it.
It's going to be like the first time you turned up at an orgy.
Yeah. Very disappointing. And lots of small length.
Oh, dear. That's shit. Honestly, that's shit.
Yeah, it's not.
That is shit.
I mean, I'm getting loads of data. I don't know what that means. But it'll probably be all right. I've got by in life so far. It'll probably be all right.
What going to be all right? Shit.
I've got 92% on my assignment about it.
Good. Well, you need that. You need that to sort of like bring up the grade.
It might be all right, mate. How's your week's been then, mate?
Not too bad. I mean, it's a bit weird, wasn't it, that you phoned up and said that you was ill.
Yeah.
So, I don't know whether it was the Rona or not, do you? But you felt ill. You felt ill.
Yeah.
So, never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind. Just got the show back on the road. Got back up the charts and that, and then back down.
Yeah, I did have the old chesticle thing, and I said to Cass as I was laying there struggling to breathe, I said, "Is now the time to ring Steve and say goodbye?"
As I said, you know the time.
Yeah, I didn't feel it.
It clearly wasn't. You clearly didn't have Rona if you didn't ring all your loved ones and stuff. Right. So you was all right, mate. You was all right.
I survived.
It's tame at the moment, anyway, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've been all right, mate. Yeah, there's that AI thing that's coming out. It's a bit weird, isn't it? Do you know that there's a company at work that supply fruit to a different department, and their email address is called SkyNet.
That's Elon's, isn't it?
What?
SkyNet and that Elon's one?
From Terminator and that. SkyNet.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't remember.
It's the one that kills everyone.
Okay.
So I think it's...
What is Elon's one?
Fuck knows.
I don't know. I thought his was something like that. I don't know.
It's like a fruit company. But anyway, it just makes me laugh every time I see it.
What fun you must have when you're there, mate.
It is, yeah.
Laugh a minute.
Oh, no, it's not. It's just some nectarines going on in around the back. Oh, dear. I've got a robot lawnmower.
Right.
So I decided that lawn mowing was just as hard.
How does that work? Well,
it leaves a bit of a gap around the side.
Right.
But nothing that like a quick strim doesn't do.
Right.
Like a quick 1 minute strim around the side sorts it out. It's quite good.
Okay.
The thing is, I got it to save time, and then now I spend 3 hours watching it work.
Okay.
So actually takes me longer.
Who was it? There was a famous person who said that, wasn't it?
What?
I love hard work. I could watch it all day.
Yeah. So it's quite good.
Yeah.
It's quite interesting. Yeah, to watch. And I've got obviously that.
What's
dog.
it do with the stuff?
It just cuts it small, doesn't it? You just cut a little bit off, and it's good for it. It leaves it to mulch, doesn't it? You only have it cut a little bit.
So you've had to pre-cut it before you put it in there, or did you just put it straight down into the forest and go fight your way out?
That wasn't a forest. Right. What are you implying? Jill does a good cut on the lawn.
Right. And then it just keeps buzzing it and leaving.
You put it out once a week. And leave it for like 3 hours, and it just goes.
Once a week? I have to mow mine once a week, and I get 4 baskets out of it.
But it's only tight. You're not doing it right. You're not doing it right. You need one of these things.
Right. I might need 7 of them by the sound of it.
This thing's going to kill me. My robot lawnmower and my robot vacuum cleaner is what's going to turn on me.
Robot vacuum cleaner.
I've got that dog and I.
Getting any better?
I'm not going to call him by his name at the moment because he's a bit bitey.
Oh, is he?
At the moment.
Getting a little bit teethy.
Do you know he's really angry? He's got a really angry face.
Right.
I think I might post I think on Instagram, Gill posted a picture of his face. He's fucking angry.
Angry face.
Yeah, he's a nasty little...
I can see his point, mate.
I mean, Ralph's doing all right with him. Ralph's been playing and that, but also he's been biting Ralph.
Right, needle teeth.
Yeah, so we've all been cussing him off a bit, but he's all right. He's all right. It's all fun round my house.
Mine's still alive at the moment.
That was good.
Yeah.
I would hope you tell me if he wouldn't.
Yeah, I'll probably text you.
There's not a picture of him up on the wall.
No, not yet.
No. So that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
He's in there. You can say hello on your way out.
Good. Right, that's it, isn't it?
I think so, mate.
2 week done.
Yeah.
Right, got any thanks?
Yes, mate. I've got thanks to Eric Hanson, to Louis Riehm, Right Stuff Reviews, Awesome Movie Year, Tim, Lil Nick, Keith Noakes, WTM, Soundtrack Your Life, Mike and Oscar, Cinema Recall, Jamie Irwin, and VHS Abyss.
Thank you very much to everyone for all those retweets. A special thanks to these people for this week: Jill, Cassie, Jamie Russell, Glyn, Shaun Panda Nicolson, Emirate Movies, LJ Human, Ian McIntyre, Mr. Positivity, Ben and Paul from FilmBusters, Ryan, Karim Helliwell, and Dave Horrocks. Do you want me to cut out that little pity cough that you just did?
Do what you like.
Okay. Promo?
Hi, this is Mouse.
I'm Weens.
We have the Mouse and Weens podcast. I'm the mom that lives in suburbia with 3 kids.
I'm alone.
She's the hot Hollywood
Cat lady.
And we have a fun podcast where we talk about life, love, and
Loneliness.
pubic hair. Come on.
Sorry.
We hope you come take a listen to us. We're on all the platforms, and we will see you soon.
I have PMS.
Now, I don't really see an awful lot of them on Facebook anymore, and there's 2 possible reasons why. One is that my algorithm's fucked, and the other one is...
I know exactly what comes up on your Facebook a lot, mate.
And the other one is that they might have removed me from their group. I don't really know.
That would be amazing if they did.
I think it might be the algorithm.
Yeah,
I don't see a lot.
cling on to that. Perhaps that's why I don't see them.
I don't see a lot from any of my friends. All it is adverts and videos of blowing
I know
off.
exactly what videos.
Video. So
so good, some of them. You send them twice.
It was a good one, wasn't it? So Mouse and Weens, new episode, Humperdinks and Longshoremen.
Okay, are we talking like Engelbert Humperdinck?
I believe so.
Right.
Yeah. So
my mum used to work for one of his friends.
Really?
Yeah, he used to go out and stay in I think he had something called the Pink Mansion.
Right.
And he used to go and stay with him in the Pink Mansion.
There you go.
Tenuous.
Great story.
Yeah.
Good story, bro. Yeah. But yeah, please listen to our friends Mouse and Weens. I mean, it sounds amazing, Humperdinks and Longshoremen, and I'm sure it is.
Yeah, I can't get the Longshoreman, but I'll find out.
Okay. Go on then.
Welcome to the Marc reads some film lines in some similar voices, and Steve has to guess the film from the lines read to get points game. Hashtag what's that film?
Well, this will be interesting to
quick
see
question.
if you actually remember.
Yeah, quick question. I'm bouncing all over the place. Like Qatar, it's an old person's word for snot, isn't it? Old people keep saying to me, "How's your Qatar?"
Well, it's what builds up on your chest. It's
Right.
like it's not. Yeah, it builds up.
Phlegm.
On your chest. Yes, pretty much.
Yeah,
yes.
phlegm's a better word than Qatar.
I mean,
I'd say hanging on the wall, mate. Ain't touched it for weeks.
oh dear, you and those old people, you have a crack, don't you? Bloody hell. So, mate, who got what? What was it?
Apparently, it was Step Brothers.
Yeah.
These are the ones I've got. So let's see. Paul from FilmBusters got a 5. Kareem got a 5. Emma a technical 0, but she said she got it after. So I think we should give her 1 because she got it before we revealed it and before she Googled it or found out. So I think that counts as a 1. Dave H got a 4. Ben, FilmBusters, got a 5. Apparently one of his favourite films ever. LJ Human got a 4. And Let Down Paul got a 5 as well.
Jill got 5.
Dan Jill got a 5.
I sent that, didn't I? I was a bit disappointed.
Embarrassed.
Not embarrassed.
No, I mean,
I'll do it live, didn't I? You know what I mean? Everyone else has crumbled live.
Yeah.
Everyone that I've seen on here has crumbled live. Lots of zeros. So yeah, I was all right. At least I got something.
Yeah.
What you got this week then?
5 points in, mate. What's it feel? I'm left with only one option. I'm going to have to science the shit out of this.
Should I know it, you reckon?
50-50 on that one, I'd say.
Brilliant. No then.
4 points. What's it feel? Every time something goes wrong, the world forgets why we fly.
No, I don't know, Mark.
No?
No.
3 points. What's that feel? I'm definitely going to die up here if I have to listen to any more god-awful disco music. Got to imagine it a bit higher. I can't get up there.
Was it a woman?
No, it's a man.
Oh.
But he's not like quite as drony and monotonous as I sound at the moment.
Oh, dear. No, I don't know, Mark.
No, next one's you're given then, mate. Next one's you're given. 2 points. What's the film? I don't want to come off as arrogant here, but I'm the greatest botanist on this planet. Hey! I just better ask you, do you know what botany is?
Yeah, I've only seen it once. Do you know what?
Have you?
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Do you know what? I was actually, and this is no word of a lie,
Yeah.
I was actually going to guess that a couple of thingies ago. But I thought there's absolutely no way that he'd asked me that because I've only seen it once.
All right. Okay. Because I know your watches. We regularly keep up to date with what. 1 point. What's that film? I'm going to be taking a craft over in international waters without permission, which by definition makes me a pirate. A space pirate.
Space pirate.
Yeah, it'd be amazing, wouldn't it?
In fact, you'd list that as your occupation.
Yeah.
Hobo.
Yeah.
And space pirate. That's what you can put. I'm glad I got something on that. I'm a bit gutted about that one. I'm sure that a couple of people have probably seen it more times than I. So if you want to let us know how many you got and what you think it is, via DM only.
Yeah, and if you know what it is, read the book. It's really good.
Great. Moving on.
Yeah.
This is... Bit shit on the buttons.
Yeah, well, I was waiting for you to say the next section and then forgot about that one.
Don't do that.
Long time, isn't it? Long time ago.
So we still need some questions, I think.
We need questions. That's it.
So next week, if we don't get a question, we just go, hey, the question is, and then just don't do one. And
I tell you what would be fun is next week, if we don't get a question, we'll just go to question time and we will just think of one and try and answer it with no research.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Favourite space pirates?
Han Solo. To fuck you. There you go. You?
Sounds like a dirty euphemism. The bloke from The Martian.
Yeah, it's fun, this.
Hey,
Let's keep doing this.
Fucking piece of piss.
For even moustaches.
The bloke at Thunder Road.
Oh, right, yeah, it's a good mistake. Yeah. No, blank. So should we move on?
Yeah.
This is the next section. This is the section that we love to call
Question time.
Question time. Question time. Time for the question. Question time. Question time. Question time. Time for the question. Question time.
Napoleon Dynamite's brother. He had one, didn't he?
Yeah, or
Moustache?
Pedro.
Pedro,
Yeah,
yeah. Good. I'll win that one then. So, mate, we did have a question.
Yeah.
Who's it from? What's it about?
We had a really topical question, mate. A really, really topical question. Not so topical now, but we'll go with it. And it was top 5 royal portrayals in film.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
It was really topical.
It was topical last week.
Yeah.
The old coronation. Did you watch it?
Nope.
No, you're not.
No.
I think most people had it on, didn't they? I think a lot of people went, I'll have a cup of tea when he gets his crown on. But other than that, we'll have it on in the background, but we'll play on our iPads. We'll play Candy Crush or...
Well, we left pretty much as it was starting. I went...
You didn't go, did you? You didn't go?
No,
Oh,
to
Dorset.
Dorset.
Oh, right, you didn't go to
and
the
I went,
coronation.
Lisa Road to be quiet, weren't they? Where they fuck?
Of course they weren't. Everyone's going out to the coronation.
Everyone's going out. But I did watch the coronation concert, which I thoroughly enjoyed.
Did you?
Yeah.
Good. Right. Top 5 portrayals of a royalty in film.
Yeah.
Go on then.
Number 5, mate. The little Empress young girl in the Never-Ending Story.
Right. Okay. I don't
Say my name.
So there she goes.
Yeah. Say my name, Atreyu.
Nice.
Yeah.
My number 5 is Princess Vespa.
Okay.
Spaceballs.
Okay. Cool.
Played by Daphne Zuniga.
Okay.
That's her name.
My number 4.
Yeah.
Colin Firth. From The King's Speech. King George VI.
That's easy for you to say.
Yeah.
That's how that one goes.
I don't mean that to come along as mocking anyone in case anyone jumps on me and goes, you can't do that.
No.
It's kind of the whole crux of the film.
It is indeed.
Very good film, actually. Okay. Basically, we're going to make a film out of a King's Speech impediment. Doesn't make a great synopsis.
Did that win an Oscar?
I wouldn't be surprised because it was brilliant.
A lot of people say they weren't good enough to win an Oscar.
I mean, it's a basic story, isn't it?
Yeah, I've not seen it.
But he was very good.
Not seen it. So my number 4, is it?
Yeah.
Queen Anne, played by Olivia Colman in The Favourite.
Okay, yeah.
Don't look at me! That's what I say on a daily basis at work. So I walk in, don't look at me!
My number 3, mate. One of the few films I like from this fella, but it's Prince Akeem.
Right.
No, name that film?
Yeah, I'm sure I could have done. Oh, it's gone.
Yeah.
What are you for? Have you?
It's the one with Eddie Murphy. The raw penis is clean. I know the lines from
It's
it.
Coming to America.
Coming to America, yeah.
Okay.
I just wrote down their names. I didn't write the films.
You got any more from that film?
No.
No. Well, I have. King Jaffa Joffa from Coming to America. So James Earl Jones.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've got that one.
He's great.
Yeah.
My number 2, mate, is Margot Robbie in Mary Queen of Scots.
Oh, right.
Yeah, really. I mean, one of her dream roles, really.
Was it?
Well, do you know one of them things where you just think she really suits that?
Right.
Like
Okay.
one of them things she's almost feel like she's made to play.
Okay. There we go. My number 2, is it?
Yeah.
Is King Arthur
Okay.
from the Holy Grail.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's have a bit of something English in there, didn't I?
Yeah. Speaking of something English, mate.
Yeah.
My number 1.
Yeah.
King Ralph. John Goodman. I'll be honest, I was scraping the barrel by this point.
Well, that's not bad. That's not bad.
Yeah, it's a great one.
Funny old film, that.
But it turns out I don't like that many raw films.
Well, it's a funny old film, that, King Ralph. Funny old idea. It's a good idea, isn't it? It's an original idea.
Yeah.
Mocking the English royalty from the American
Fair play to
people.
them. That's what I say.
It's another
Mock
one.
away. There's plenty to mock.
My last one is Queen Elizabeth. She played herself in The Naked Gun. It's a little known fact, isn't it? You know, the scene where Leslie Nielsen goes to run down the table. That was her, apparently.
Was it?
Yeah. She was a top banana. She was, wasn't she? She was a great sport.
That was definitely her, was it?
Yeah. I mean,
I'll tell you what, I've learned something tonight, mate.
Good.
Because I didn't think that was,
Good.
but
I mean, what a
brilliant.
woman, you know?
I know.
We
Fair
all loved
play
her.
to
We
her.
all loved her, and that's why she was. She played that role exceptionally well. Have you got any honourable?
No, I struggled to do 5.
Did you? I've got Prince John in Robin Hood, Men in Tights.
Oh, see, this is where I struggle, because when you Google Raws in film, all the serious shit comes up.
I've got Princess Buttercup and the Princess Bride. I've got Aragon, King of Gondor.
Okay.
You know that?
Game of Thrones, Harry Potter.
Anyway, it doesn't matter, does it?
Lord of the Rings.
Oh, yeah. And I've got King Kong. So that's a good one, isn't it?
I've got a Lord of the Rings question right on Eggheads tonight.
Did you?
Yeah. I got it wrong initially in my head because it was the only word I know when it comes to Lord of the Rings. It was about where the two, I'm going to call them Sam and someone else, where they live. And I went Mordor, and Mordor come up, and then it said the Shire, and I was like, it's a Shire.
Yeah,
I know that
Mordor.
one.
Nah. Fucked it.
Yeah.
So there we go. There was a great question.
It was a fantastic question.
I'm looking forward to next week.
Yeah,
when we
so
don't
am
get
I.
any.
It's going to be good.
Dear, see who ruins it by sending one. Right, okay, do you want to move on?
Yeah.
We saw a film.
We did, mate. We saw a film. It's currently 6.1 out of 10 on IMDb, or was 2 weeks ago. It's a 1 hour, 43 minutes, billed as a horror thriller with a synopsis of follow Gabriel Amorth, the Vatican's leading exorcist, as he investigates the possession of a child and uncovers a conspiracy the Vatican has tried to keep secret. Not the only conspiracy they've tried to keep secret. $18 million budget, grossing 66 as of 2 weeks ago.
This is directed by Julius Avery, based on An Exorcist Tells His Story and An Exorcist, More Stories, by Father Gabriel Amorth, starring Russell Crowe, Danielle Zavato, Alex Esso and Franco Nero.
This was 2023's The Pope's Exorcist.
Clip.
Father Gabriele Amorth. On the night of June 4th, you performed an exorcism.
That was not an exorcism. The majority of cases do not require an exorcism.
98% are recommended by him to doctors and psychiatrists.
The other 2%, I call it evil.
There we go. There we go. Based on a book from apparently a real-life exorcist.
Yep. Yeah, inverted commas, real life, close inverted commas, exorcist.
You like the exorcist sort of thing, the idea of exorcisms. Yeah. But, I mean, it's obviously well known that I'm not particularly religious as such. I suppose one goes in hand with the other.
I wonder whether one makes you more dangerous than the other.
But the thing I did like from it when they were talking from the start is that 98% of all exorcisms are just that someone's got an idea that they are possessed and that you can deal with it in a different way. Don't like the idea that you have to kill pigs every time you root them out, obviously, but I did like that opening bit where he...
I think it's always been that thought, though, isn't it? 'Cause even in the original Exorcist, we still had that thought where they went down psychiatry first.
Yeah. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
It obviously it sort of plays to my narrative of what it's all about because I still obviously don't believe in these films, even though, I do find them normally quite interesting. So, mate, what did you think of 2023's The Pope's Exorcist?
Let's find out what I wrote 2 weeks ago, shall we? I've gone, is it me or are these possessed films with CGI becoming less and less realistic? Just something about them that's too extreme. Sometimes I actually think less is more in that situation, and this definitely had more. And the worst part of all, the one I cannot forgive, is a Yorkshire fucking demon.
Why Yorkshire?
It was Ralph Ineson, wasn't it? Hey up, I'm gonna kill you. Hey, you little bastard.
Yeah, but you loved that Enfield haunting thing when they were going,
Yeah, governor. Yeah, but it's the actual demon. This is like the most powerful demon he's ever come across, and he's basically gone, hey up, lad, one cup of tea.
Well, they all got to come from somewhere, mate, haven't they? You know what I mean?
In that horrible, deep, reverby voice. Oh, up there. I'm gonna kill all you. Hey, run for the door.
I before I watched this, I heard that they were going to make a second one. Don't know. I suppose alarm bells should have rang a little bit because I didn't realise that it was quite going to be such a franchise.
Right.
And what I'm saying is, it had an air of angels and demons and that about it, problem solving, a bit of whodunit. I'm not saying it good. I'm not saying it was as in depth as that, but it sort of strayed away from being a exorcist / horror film, didn't it? And it started to be them sort of trying to solve clues and that. And it got a bit sort of National Treasury and a bit weird that way. And so, yeah, that it was a very, very shallow whodunit and a very, very shallow horror film.
You're saying it was a National Treasure. It all seemed a bit too easy to me, mate.
Well,
hang on a minute. I think I happen to remember well. Oh, a cellar. Oh, the key. I reckon it's probably in his guts. Let's get the key. Oh, a book. Oh, let's read the book. Oh, I know the demon's name. Let's kill it.
Well, do you know what I've written? This set and this idea could almost be recreated in a ride at Universal Studio Horror Nights. What was the other film that we watched? It was like Uncharted.
Yeah.
It was like a horror-y version of Uncharted where they just found all the clues really easily.
Yeah.
And it did make a bit of a sort of a mockery of it, didn't it?
Yeah,
really?
I mean, I'll put it out there. I kind of like Russell Crowe in it. I liked his portrayal.
Accent?
Oh, no, not the accent. I like the character, I suppose. I like the cavalier attitude. But although he was solid, I still felt like he was particularly going through the motions. I like to think just the way he was like, you're not my boss. I've only got one boss.
Yeah.
I like that.
Did you not find, and I'm sorry to interject.
No, yeah.
Did you not find it all to be tonally wrong?
Yes, completely.
Like comedic?
Yes, completely.
Yeah. I suppose it's playing to the sort of like, as we say, the whodunity bit, the mystery bit, the thriller bit, and having his psychic as well. And yeah, tonally off. Very off.
I don't think anyone particularly knew what they was up to, if I'm honest. It felt...
Still got a lot of money, and they're doing another one.
I mean, it felt to me he dialed it in a bit. I thought he was the best of the bunch, but I think without him, it would have been awful. I think they've scraped something watchable. Yeah, it was just, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen. It felt lazy. It felt, I mean, mediocre's probably too weak a word for it. I mean, you're always saying about clever directing and trying something different. This could have been out of a directing horror films for dummies book that you get off Amazon. What do I do next? Turn to page 424. Did you do this? Yes, right, now do this.
Right, yeah. Talking of the accents and stuff, and the it was full of a lot of pointless dialogue.
Yeah,
I thought, like when he turned up to the Abbey and he started speaking Italian, so he got the Italian thing, and then she started speaking Spanish, and then we had a little bit of a dialogue, little minute or so about them talking about Italian or Spanish. I didn't quite understand what the point of those little filler bits were.
Just to trying to make it a bit more sophisticated.
Well, I don't know.
Shallow.
I found a lot of the script pointless. I thought that the dialogue.
I found a lot of the film pointless.
Of course, yeah, but some of the lines between the two priests were atrocious.
Yeah.
And it goes with the tone of the film. That comedic undertone. I mean, at some point they were sitting down in the like the dungeony bit after the big fight, and they were. They were just like drinking a bit of whatever it was, whiskey, and just having a laugh.
Yeah.
It just did not match what they'd just been through.
No.
It was absolutely crazy, and I think the whole film led up to that. But yeah, I did find a lot of the fill-in dialogue very much pointless. You could probably shave a good 10 minutes off of this.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy. I mean, going back to what you've just said there, it's like they're all laughing and the tone of it. I didn't get any point at all where I felt any real sense of peril or felt the slightest bit uncomfortable. The thing I like about these films is I like them to play on your mind a little bit, to maybe doubt yourself, to maybe, I don't really know.
If you'd not seen The Exorcist and you heard this demon talking in the way that it did and some of the nasty things that it did, which some people haven't, bear that in mind. Do you think that you would have probably enjoyed that more and found the demon more menacing? Because for me, I sat there and thought, I've seen this all before with The Exorcist, where she was saying all these things. Some people haven't seen it.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I don't like voiceovers so much when it comes to the demons.
Right.
From what I remember in The Exorcist, Regan delivers a lot of the lines.
Right.
And the fact that the exorcist or the demon comes in and uses that body as a vessel, not a ventriloquist dummy.
It's easy for you to say.
Yeah, I just felt it makes it just seem stupid. He's got a kid miming lines and this, I'm going to kill you.
Well, it goes with the thing that pretty much everything was CGI and also it went through to the voices.
But these films cry out for visual effects for me, and the fact that you can just make his eyes red and you just go over the top.
I'll tell you what one good bit was is when he was using that thing and he got the demon's eyes to go away from the normal eyes. That was good.
Yeah, there's tiny bits in here, but I mean, for me, lovely set. I thought visually it looked all right. But again, I'd agree with you. It did feel like a National Treasure-esque. Or that Jack Black one, House of a Clock in Its Walls, or something like that. It felt like a fun set rather than a menacing thing. And it was very tropey. And I appreciate a lot of these tropes have been covered now. There's only so much you can do with an exorcism film. We all know roughly what has to go on.
Again, just to interject... If you hadn't seen The Exorcist, and hadn't seen that sort of idea, and like I say, some of the vicious language that was coming out, so for someone who hasn't seen it, do you think that they would have got a lot more out of it? Do you think that because we've seen The Exorcist and seen it done like that?
I wouldn't even compare this necessarily to The Exorcist. I think you could compare it to any possession film. I mean, for example, it was a mistake, it turns out, but I had Little and down and we watched The Conjuring the other night.
Right.
She come running screaming down the other day. Someone pulled her hair, grasping a crystal. I was like, what are you going to do with that? She was like, well, you need a crystal, don't you? I was like, no, we need to stop watching these films now.
It's a bad idea, that one.
But I mean, the way they did possession in that, I think all the contorting and bits, it looked so much better. Everything was so much better. The characters were better. This missed any characters that I actually gave a fuck about again. Watching The Conjuring, it still managed to make me feel a bit on edge at points. I've seen it loads of times. It sets the scene really well. It makes you doubt yourself. Exorcist, we get the build-up. We feel like we know Reagan. The Conjuring, we get the build-up. We feel like we know the family and the individual characters. We spend time with them. I'd go as far as saying I care about them. Like, here's your new house, creepy little kids. Oops, you're possessed.
I mean, I wouldn't have gone to live there, if I'm honest.
No, but
thing.
Could you name one of the characters?
No.
Could you tell me anything about any of the characters? Did they spend any time? Did you give a fuck?
No. But I did find a little bit annoying is they became like the old Scooby-Doo family where they all ventured off separately in this fucking place that was clearly causing them problems and stuff. They all just disappeared on their own, wandering around the house on their own. Silly.
Even the possession thing felt too easy.
Right.
For me.
Right.
It was just, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look in the wall, I'm possessed.
Not sure if it was thing. Anyway, the demon, I quite like the backstory of the demon.
Okay.
I mean, it sort of led to these weak puzzle-solving scenes, but I thought that the demon had a decent backstory. Can I remember what it was? No.
Yeah.
I mean, I've lost it in those 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But at the time, when I wrote these notes, I thought it had a decent backstory.
I mean, put it this way, I watched Rise of the Evil Dead a week or two before this.
Right.
And I can remember Rise of the Evil Dead still quite well. I could probably write a review on it.
Well,
It'd still be
so,
shit.
We might have to do it.
Yeah, but I look at that film and I just think it's so much different to this one. I'm not commenting whether it's good, but it's got memorable parts in it.
Yeah.
I cannot really honestly remember too much about this.
No.
Apart from that, if I didn't have these notes in front of me, I'd be lost, mate.
And the ending, I mean, very, very CGI, wasn't it? It was like massively CGI.
Yeah.
Like a big fight at the end.
Yeah.
Which is not really what Exorcist films and that's are about, exorcism films, is it? And I don't know, they're trying to do something different, but this is from a person who, you can't tell me that in that bloke's book is stuff like that.
No.
You know what I mean?
I know it's someone's imagining.
He's fucking lying if there is. You know what I mean?
But I can imagine the source material you've got, right? Let's pretend for a minute it's real. This guy, I mean, he clearly believes. He's clearly been the Pope's exorcist. He's seen some things that he deems as real life demons. Let's all pretend they're real. And this is what they've got out of it. I'd be fucking fuming.
Is he still alive, do you reckon? Is he?
No, because I think someone said if you watched it, he'd turn in his grave.
Right.
But it wasn't even, I mean, you'd think of his life as being quite horrific and demonic and all them sort of bits in it. I mean, can you remember? I can't. I mean, I don't think I'd moan if they relied on them too heavily, but I can't even remember a jump scare that even slightly nearly worked.
No, I can remember a lot of CGI flames and that.
Yeah, but I just think they have got possibly the best source material they can ever get.
Yeah.
You have got a book from the Pope. They've approached friends of his and acquaintances of his to get real life accounts of it. They've got this all written down. It's a fucking dream.
Well, they're clearly setting out to do something different with it, and whether he likes it or not, which he probably wouldn't, but they've obviously set out to do this franchise thing and, you know, made a bit of cash. Oh, I ain't got much more to say about the fucking thing, though.
I feel like I'm being horrible. I'm struggling to find any positives apart from Crow's character. I mean, the other guy was next to fucking useless, but I did like his characterization of the bloke and his attitude and his stance and the way he strutted around. I don't think anyone was really in this. No. I don't think anyone particularly cared. Yeah, I just don't think they cared.
Right. What you got?
22.
I've got 15.
Okay.
I think Karim said I'd probably give us minus. But you can't give a minus. Someone's put their heart and soul into that.
I don't think they have.
Or,
I think they've given enough to produce a film.
Someone thinks they have. All right, okay. Fucking let me put that.
I think they've produced a film that is watchable, and I think that's about the end of it.
Yeah. So I'll give it 15. Yeah. There was a couple of bits I like. I don't think I disliked the the demon in the boy as much as you. I thought that some of those bits weren't too bad. Yeah. You seen anything else?
Yeah, mate, I watched a little film about a space cowboy called The Martian.
Right.
Obviously, I watched Conjuring with a little one, Mistake. I watched Midsummer. I was going to watch my director's cut. Can't find it. I ain't got a clue where it is.
Have I still got it? I gave it back, didn't I?
Have you? You still got it, mate?
I gave it back, didn't I?
Yeah.
I thought I'd give it back.
Did
I thought
you?
I'd give it back. Oh.
I watched the Bourne film, the first one. I always say I can never remember watching them, and then when I watch it, I go, oh, yeah, I remember this. That was all right. Neon Demon.
Fucking hell, right?
Yeah. And then movie night the other night, Little one wanted to watch Conjuring 2, and I went, no chance.
Why does she want to watch the second one if she keeps thinking people touch her?
Because she thinks she's all right now.
Right.
She thinks she's all right, but someone turned her TV on and pulled her hair the other night.
Right.
Of course they did. I even downloaded a ghost radar on my phone, went up there to try it. Oh, behave. Just to try and get her back to
If that
bed.
had gone off, you'd have shit your pants.
But yeah, I made her watch Now You See Me, and she really enjoyed it.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, you?
Good. I can't really remember. I've watched a lot. I've watched a couple of bits, but the only thing I can remember is Role Models. That's funny, that is.
It is a very,
That
in my
little kid.
opinion, an underrated comedy
That little
film.
black kid is fucking hilarious.
He is, what's that, Ben Affleck?
Yeah.
He's got, I mean, people go on about Superbad and stuff like that. Role Models for me is...
Yeah, it's good. But that's the only thing I can remember watching.
Okay.
There we go. All right, moving on.
Yeah.
This is the next section. This is a section that we have to call Homework. There we go. So this is the section where we give each other films that we love and the other one hasn't seen in the hope of uncovering hidden gems. It was you to me this week. What did you give me?
No hidden gems here, mate, but I gave you a film. It's currently 6.3 out of 10 on IMDb, rated as TV-14, 1 hour 28 minutes long, builds a crime thriller with a synopsis of Sarah is a teen girl who's looking forward to her 18th birthday to move away from her controlling father, Don. But before she could even blow out the candles, Don imprisons her in the basement of their home. Starring Judd Nelson and Stephanie Scott, 2021's Girl in the Basement, the best of a bad bunch.
Dear. Oh, I've got a tagline for it.
Go on.
If Hallmark did Fritzl.
Yeah, hey, I think that's fair. Yeah, I think that is a very fair one-line review.
Can you imagine Joseph, Mr. Fritzl, sitting down and thinking, right, I'm going to watch this. That'll bring back some good memories. Relive the old good times. And he'd be fucking livid. He would be livid. Because, I don't know, this could never recreate his shenanigans, could it? The
I think it's still a bit... It's going to be a brave filmmaker who takes on the real one, isn't it?
Yeah. Listen, let's talk about the whole fucking real thing. And this is nothing that we're going to discuss now or I'm going to discuss or say anything about is actually belittling anything that happened in that fucking house. Because even though this is a very, very poor portrayal of it, you cannot imagine the horrors that they went through.
Reading a book, it's pretty horrific.
Yeah, and obviously it clearly deserves something a lot better than this, and I don't want to offend
But that's going to
anybody.
take some... I'd still maintain that it's going to take some brave arse filmmaking.
Very much so. But let's get down to what has been placed in front of me. So I've seen posts on social media, right? So I was interested after watching it whether I'd completely missed the point. And I'd looking at there's like an advert for it. Was it Netflix?
Paramount Plus.
Paramount Plus. So on there. There's an advert from Paramount Plus, and it was advertising it, and people were tagging a lot of people in it. Oh, we need to watch this, and a lot of people saying, and I kid you not, a lot of people were saying that this is the best film they've ever seen. Huh? Quite a few people, yeah, and it did worry me. It did. I was a bit worried about that. I was just thinking, surely people have seen a few more films. So if you've seen 3 films in your life, and bearing in mind that these people were adults, I had a quick look at their profiles and that, like you do, Facebook stalking them. They were adults. And I was thinking, if you've seen at least 3 films in your life, I can guarantee at least 2 of them are better than this one. Do Do you know what I mean?
It's gonna, yeah, law of averages.
Yeah, unless obviously you clearly only have the Hallmark channel and you've just started watching telly at the age of 46 or something, and you've only watched those.
But do you think, like, we've had this conversation before, I can't remember what film it was that you picked me up about it and saying, actually, do I think people prefer a dumbed down version of the real stuff?
Yeah.
Do you think they deem this as, that was horrible?
They were. This is it.
Yeah.
They were saying. Now, this is where it's because it's based on the real thing, and people generally know about the real thing, or parts of it, or the fact that it did actually happen. I think that the film's got away with quite a bit, because it's tapped into people's fears and people's sympathy for that. But a lot of people were saying that it's the best film they've ever seen. Bit worrying.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly riding off the theme, isn't it?
Yeah, and obviously it isn't. It's based on, isn't it? It's based on, loosely based on. It's not even set in the. It's not. It's Americanized and stuff. They changed the amount of years they were down there and the amount of kids that they had. I'm not sure why.
No.
Why would you possibly change that part of it and make it shorter years and less kids and stuff?
Budget.
If you're going to do it, you might as well just but I mean, skipped over quite a few fucking years, didn't they?
Yeah.
But yeah, the worst thing of it is that it almost felt like a group of amateur actors were reading through the script before the main actors arrived. It's like sitting in on the last dress rehearsal before the main actors arrived on set, just to make sure the mics were in the right place and stuff.
Of as emotive and brave filmmaking as it would be, this surely would be a dream actor's role, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I would have
to play. I mean, not that you want to be him, but to be able to play a character as vile and disgusting and get away with it.
Yeah.
To do that and to play a victim of that would be. Surely it's got to be a dream role.
Well, I mean, it might very well be for the people that did it. And I'm not saying that they did a really bad job. I mean, who was it who played the thingamajig?
The dad.
The dad, yeah.
Judd Nelson.
Judd Nelson, yeah. I'm not saying that he didn't play it fairly menacing. And I'm not saying that she didn't sort of play a victim down there like that was sort of believable in some parts. But it was all just really, really amateurish. And if you're going to take on something like this, I think it needs to be far more professional than that.
Yeah.
The only thing that aged it as it went through was the kids.
Yeah.
It was a difficult one to age.
Yeah.
Obviously, the kids were there, and then they were a bit older, and it flashed up on the screen and said it was like this many years later. Oh, and Chris aged. No one else did.
Right.
Just the bloke on the motorbike. He aged.
Yeah.
Weirdly. It looked like he'd been stuck. He actually did age, unless he had an older brother or something. But yeah, I found that a bit weird. Everyone did look exactly the same age.
Bit of a weird storyline to add in that one as well.
We get to that because it's such a fucking horrendous thing to talk about and actually happened. I think that for me, a documentary is the only way to go on this. You can't get an idea of the amount of time that they're down there in a standard film.
No.
Unless you an Ari Aster and you do a fucking 10-hour film or something. But I just think that a documentary series or whatever or something that went on would actually give you what you need on this. The Hollywood ending was what done it for me.
Yeah.
When he rode back, I don't know if that was true.
No.
The Fritzl case. Whether she did have a boyfriend who kept a pink motorcycle helmet and drove back into her life after 26 years or whatever.
Yeah, I think the real girl's Elizabeth, isn't it? I think she's been quite badly psychologically damaged, I would have thought.
This girl was sitting on the fucking veranda.
Yep.
I mean, we go about aging the kids again. Yeah. They didn't seem to be aged much after they came out of the basement. No. And she was sitting on the balcony with her family, seemed quite happy, especially when he rode back into her life. And that, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Now that completely takes away all sorts of credibility, and there's absolutely no way that I can particularly score it much higher than I did, and that's mainly one of the main reasons. I don't know why would you do that?
I have no idea, mate. This is where it come to. I wrote a few films down and said to Cass, what one do I give Steve? Because honestly, I don't want to give any of them to him. and we was like, what one would give the most talk or sort of the most possibility to have a conversation about? And I think the biggest one for me was when we got to the end of it, I just sat there and was like, how can you do that to this story? And link it to this story, even if they went, oh, no, it's in no way linked. And you thought, yeah, it's a little bit. It seriously, in a lot of places, was based identically to the story.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a proper kick in the crotch, isn't it, for everyone involved that they did that. Shame on the filmmakers for doing that. And I know that we talk about a decent length. It was a decent length film, but, you know, if you're going to tackle something like this, it needs to be longer. And I don't normally say that about films, but it does need to be. You can't just jump 4, 6.
I mean, we had, was it Riehm, Brie Larson and Jacob Tremblay, wasn't it? That was the one that had a lot of the. We spent a lot of time in the room, but we also had the post bit where she was trying to recover and bits.
Yeah.
That worked really well for me.
You couldn't have done that with this after doing that ending.
No.
Once you've done that ending,
you've fucked it.
Yeah, you are. Yeah. You certainly can't do a sequel.
No.
So thank fuck for that. But there you go. It's the difficult one to actually say. I've got 5.
Okay.
I thought that the woman.
It's as good as Top Gun.
Yeah. I thought that, it is. I thought that the woman, the woman, the girl, and I thought maybe some of the actors did try. She wasn't actually that bad.
No.
But all credibility, if she should have just said, I'm not doing that ending. And then that would have been fine. She can't do that.
Granny tricked her and filmed it first. If you don't do the ending, we're not.
Well, maybe they told her it was for a different film and they just pasted it into this one because it certainly don't belong there. But anyway, mate, you know, you can't even say it was fun to watch. It was fun to pick apart, but like you've just got it in the back of your head, haven't you, that that's actually happened to someone.
I just totally agree with you. It's that Hallmark-esque TV movie part of it, because when it come on, I was like, what the fuck?
When you're taking this sort of thing to like we say Hallmark, but it could be, you go, you know what I want to do is like a fluffy version of the Fritzl case and all his shenanigans. And
shenanigans.
And what do you think of that? And what we'll do is we'll lighten the mood at the end and we'll have them reunited with her lover after 26 years. Yeah. And brings her this pink motorcycle helmet.
I had the same thing as you, mate. I sat down and I'd seen the advert for it, and I'd read about it. It's related to the Fritzl. When you sort of think, oh, that's going to be emotive. It's going to be interesting. Let's stick that on.
Yeah.
And then you get this, and then you get to the end, and the pink helmet comes out.
I mean, it's probably don't say that when you're talking about Fritzl case. Don't put it like that. It was a crash helmet.
Crash helmet. The pink crash helmet comes out, and you go, nah. Yeah. No, you didn't.
I mean, I've got to give it 5 points because those people did try. The actors, the girl actor, and that. A lot of people said that she did do a decent job, and you know, it wasn't too bad. There we go. All right. That was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So I'm giving you a 2009 film directed by John Hillcoat, starring Viggo Mortensen, Cody Schmidt-McPhee, Robert Duvall, Guy Pearce, Charlize Theron, Molly Parker and Garrett Dillahunt. Running time of 111 minutes, budget of $25 million, taking $27.6 million at box office, 7.2 on IMDb, 74% on Rotten Tomatoes, with a synopsis of: in a dangerous post-apocalyptic world, an alien father defends his son as they slowly travel to the sea. I'm giving you a film that they tell you should watch twice, 2009's The Road.
Ooh, it's based on a book?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. Everything's based on a book in your world.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Cool. Look forward to that.
Good.
I like a bit of Vigo.
Good. What was I going to say? Next week's main.
Yeah.
Next week. Yeah. You're going to be ill maybe next week, after.
We'll see if we can make it work. Within the next couple of weeks.
Within the next couple of weeks, we are going to do Air, aren't we?
Yeah, that's the one.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I like a bit of basketball in that. Hopefully there's a bit of basketball in it. But yeah, we're going to
probably going to be some shoes in it.
Yeah. It'll either be next week. We're busy, aren't we? So it'll either be next week or it'll be the week after. Yeah. We can't promise anything.
Be one of them.
But we are doing our best. Mark, how can people contact us on social media?
They can get us via Twitter, which is @movie_drone, or via email on moviedronepodcast@hotmail.com.
Thank you very much. Well, there we go. So that was good that you didn't. That you made it through.
Yeah, thanks for checking on me. You were the only person.
Was I?
Yeah.
I forgot a couple of days. I
remember
critical days. I think I forgot.
I remember you saying about people kept texting you, and you was like, "Fucking hell, I'm still alive." Well, I just had you, and I was like, "Oh, someone loves me."
I think I did forget a couple of critical days.
Yeah.
I did art in my own way.
Yeah,
in my own way.
It was very much appreciated.
I didn't fluff it up.
No one else seemed to care.
No, but I didn't fluff it up. Did I? I asked you in my own way.
Still alive.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else?
In fairness, no, Paul did ring me up and go, "Are you still alive?" And I went, "Yeah," and he went, "Oh," which was nice of him.
I'm not going to ring. I'm not going to ring. No, I haven't got a sympathetic.
No, Paul's a ringer. I think when he goes places,
fat fingers can't type properly.
I think when he goes places, he's driving in the van and thinks, "I'm bored."
I used to do that, didn't I?
I'm bored. Yeah.
On the way home.
Yeah.
Don't bother anymore.
No.
I've got a shorter journey.
Yeah,
So,
I don't hear from you.
No,
it's nice.
Less critical.
It is nice.
Oh dear, that's it then. Yeah, that's it. Oh, there we go. So I'll either see you in a week or 2 weeks.
That was definitely worth the wait for everyone. Do you reckon?
I think we're a bit more laid back.
Yeah.
And I think that we've benefited from that week.
Yeah.
Because we haven't been like quite.
Oh yeah, I feel tip top.
Do you?
Yeah.
No. I mean, what I'm saying is we've been like quite laid back, so it's been a bit more of a conversation rather than sort of like rushing through and all that. So we see if we do one next week, or if we roll it over for another week.
Let's see what happens.
Have a decent chat in a couple of weeks. Okay. All right then, mate. Say goodbye then, Mark.
Goodbye then, Mark.
See you later, everybody.
See ya.
Have a lovely week.
Bye. Want to end this episode, mate, with a warning. It's a warning, really, and it's just letting people know: don't eat licorice before you go to bed.
Oh.
Yeah, it makes you dream about all sorts. Go on, you can laugh. Go on.
No, I mean, I was just thinking about the only ones I like. I only like those little ones with the beady bits on.
Oh, yeah. What do they call them?
Licorice.
Razzles or Razzers or something. My nan used to.
It's not a magazine. It's a magazine, isn't it?
My nan used to buy me a bag of them. I like the little Bertie Bassett ones though, and the little round ones, and the square ones that are doubles, and all of them actually.
Oh, okay.